part of the trade deal between China and I guess everyone else, it's like you make it and shut the fuck up. Well,
Right?
but no, the big news out of China and the big move. Didn't you hear what they did with all the factories there? So as part of the
Oh, the
trade
Louis Vuitton.
agreement, yeah, well, I mean that's one of the brands,
Mm.
but yeah, as part of the trade deal between China and I guess everyone else, it's like you make it and shut the fuck up. Okay,
Yeah.
you make it. Don't tell nobody what this
Louis,
costs.
Louis Vuitton came out and said no today. They said
Of
that's
course
not
they
true.
did. Oh, well,
Yeah.
geez, what do they think? Louis Vuitton comes out today and admits that everything that the Chinese said is true, and they are closing the company
And they'll
today.
bring everything back. Then there was
Right?
another one. Who was it? Was it Louis Vuitton or was it another company? It might have been Louis Vuitton.
Chanel,
That
Nike,
that has a
Under
Texas
Armour.
factory, and they're like, we pay $17 an hour for people with no experience, but we can't find anybody good to make our bags.
No way.
You know? Yeah.
I
So
don't know,
like,
but it's like
let's just say this. We got a good harmonious relationship here. We got our sweatshops, you know what I mean? We got our sweatshops we're making our luxury goods.
yeah, guys,
Don't mess
stop
with the
fucking it up.
sweatshops. You
Yeah,
know
what
what
are
I
you
mean?
doing, you
We got all
dummies?
these places that are like, you get you're in Africa where they're mining the cobalt and they got the mothers with the babies on their back. Like let those mamas make some money, you know what I mean? They're trying to feed their
Honestly, we're trying to
children,
get
right?
people
Like
out of poverty
the
here, and
whole
people need
world
phones.
is just living in harmony, you know what I mean, where where poverty is and where
Fucking
under
cares.
paid employees are, and where probably really tough working conditions for other people, like those all exist in order for the world to have what it has. I didn't make the rules. Don't hate me for saying TK's a jerk. This isn't something that I think is a good idea. I think everyone should just have an equal life and be happy. But this is the way that the world was made.
Yeah.
This is how it's been for a long time. That's like, okay, could we make it a little bit better? Could we do this? Sure, but like I didn't make the decisions on where these people were born and what countries they were in. But it
Oh,
seems like what we've got is the way it works, and that it just doesn't work any other way. We aren't getting anything made without China. We're not going to
well,
have certain things at certain prices without the cross-border type of
sure.
trade agreements that we've got.
We'll back
But
up a sec, TK. Get
okay,
ready to catch this
I
one
got
now.
intense. Okay, I got
Get ready
intense
to
there.
catch
Sorry.
this one. No, that
Sorry.
was good. That was
My
great.
geopolitical stance on
So
child labor.
what about if Canada, by kind of aligning ourselves, or I guess being owned by China currently, right?
Yeah.
And still kind of we're dancing, right? Like we've taken the stance of we're fighting back against the states, and we're really it's only us and China doing that, right? So maybe we made the right choice, TK. Maybe China's ready to take all this stuff off of our hands for more money than we're currently getting than the States. And
Yep.
we're just sitting there. Did you hear about the move that Carney supposedly orchestrated with the rest of the allies against the States, like with the bonds, with the U.S. treasuries?
Yeah.
And so,
Force them. This
not
sounds
that I'm voting for Carney all of a
this sounds
sudden.
like he's getting more credit than he deserves. But anyways, keep going.
Maybe. Well,
Okay, keep
so
going.
somebody
Yes.
apparently, TK got, Japan and China and a couple
So
of
stop
the
buying the
other,
bonds at the same time.
no, to start dumping theirs, like the biggest holders of
Yeah.
US treasuries, to start dumping them on the market, right? To screw up, because the word on the street is that the US is trying to get their bond prices lower, right? Because they need to refinance a ton of debt that they threw out there during the COVID days. Okay. And so now, in a brilliant move in the background, apparently Carney orchestrated this genius level move in the bond market to say, hey, maybe you should back off, buddy, because we're
And
about to
that's
fuck
what
you
caused the
up.
90-day pause. Yeah.
Boom. That's what caused
Yeah.
the 90-day pause.
Great.
No,
Now,
but hold
yeah,
on.
I heard that. It sounds like
Is
he's
Carney
getting
the
too much credit.
guy? Is Carney the guy, TK? When
He's like
are we voting tomorrow?
the
When's the vote?
global central banker Carney
When do I have to
orchestrated
decide by?
single hand. Let's talk about
When is the
just so
voting?
it's on the 28th. But
Oh,
first
20th.
of all, I've seen a lot of videos and a lot of stories about Carney. Okay, and I'm like they got little excerpts from his book.
Epstein Island,
Okay.
and
No
little
Epstein Island
babies,
stuff, but the
little
Great
kids.
Reset stuff, a lot of the Great Reset stuff is being publicized right now. He's basically talking about like,
Century Club again.
for carbon tax reasons. Like he's like, just basically carbon tax everything. Like me and you will never be on a plane ever again. It's only going to be for the rich.
Oh no.
Like you got to own your own plane basically to fly around in Carney's world,
Oh no.
right? Gas vehicles. No one will need gas vehicles anymore, right? Like
Hmm.
this is a pretty,
Pretty
dismal world here.
grim. Yeah,
Pretty
this doesn't
grim.
sound
Yeah.
very good at
This
all.
doesn't sound like a good place that I want to be.
This is the Carney world.
This is Carney,
Right?
right? Yeah.
It's a
So listen,
carnival.
to me, it's a
Horrible.
slam dunk. All these polls that are out there right now that are just
Hmm.
like god awfully taken. I'd love to see the 6 or 7 people that they polled to be able to get these results, but
Oh my
um,
God. Well, two of them we
they're all
showed.
saying the same thing that the liberals are doing way better than they actually are. It's because
Well,
the only
they're
people who
lying.
answer polls are baby boomers.
Yeah, because
Like,
everybody
I
else
don't
is
have a
too
time to
busy trying to
exactly.
figure out
I
how
got
to
a
make money.
job. I
Yeah,
got a
what are you
job.
doing?
Like you talk to all the retired people, yeah, sure, you might get a poll that suggests something, but go and talk to people who are actually out there working, who
Yeah,
who plan to live another, 50, 60 years.
you get
See what they have to say.
either government workers who have all the time in the world to take the poll because they'll just come
Yeah,
back from lunch like an hour and a half late and go, but I was taking a
I had to take a
poll.
poll.
I
Good
had
for
to
my
take a
country.
poll. And the manager's like, oh, well, a poll. I mean, of course you got to take a poll, right? So it's either them or 68-year-old Karens who have nothing else to do between buying the groceries and watching Jeopardy tonight. Of course, I'm going to take your poll. Do you
Yeah,
have another poll for me
please, I'll
when
get
this
my
one's
husband to do it.
finished, right?
Larry, get down
Larry,
here and take a poll. You're voting liberal.
we're taking polls, Larry.
So that's not what I believe.
Are you looking for the best merch store on the planet? Well, we got the shit for you. Coming in at low prices where we barely make any money off of whatsoever, you can get the greatest real estate merchandise on this platform. Just look at this very flamboyant man putting on this great stuff. He looks great, he's dancing great, and boy does he look sexy in that merchandise. I tell you, buy this for anybody, you buy this for yourself. You will be not only repping the greatest Canadian real estate podcast in this world, but you will also be looking hella good doing it.